Hi everyone, or whoever is watching me anyways. I got so many nice comments and messages and a few people asking me to make more videos since posting my last two. So I thought I'd make a video despite not really knowing what to talk about. I'll try to not just babble on, but as long as people are there to listen, why not keep putting something out there? So I just thought maybe I'd quickly talk about what it's like to have your head shaved. I know last time I talked about the reasons behind why I shaved my head. It had only been about a week that I had a shaved head back then, so it's been almost a month now, and I'm starting to kind of get used to it, as well as my friends and family are getting used to it. As I said, I don't know if I said in my last video, I've had a lot of positive reactions from my friends and family since shaving my head. I was really worried about their reactions because a lot of them were very concerned about what would happen once I shaved my head and if I'd go through some traumatizing experience. The lady who shaved my head was very concerned before she started that maybe it wasn't the right thing to do. Since then, everybody's come 180 around and I've had nothing but support. It's funny because I'm almost getting too big of an ego since shaving my head because people are always telling me how beautiful I am and how edgy my new hair looks, even though I think edgy is probably the last way to explain any part of my style. So that's kind of interesting. There are a few people that think that I am sick. I get treated very well by strangers, which I don't know. I don't really feel like I owe a lot of strangers explanations, although if people do ask, I will explain to them what is going on. But yeah, I haven't had any regrets. There are some times when I feel insecure, but to be honest, there were a lot of times when I had hair that I felt insecure, and my insecurities went from being very low when I was losing my hair, which I still am, and went close to up to normal since I've shaved my head. There are some things that are an adjustment for me, but for the most part, it's been a really positive change in my life. So let's go with some of the negative things, and then we'll turn it into positive, and that way we can leave off on a positive note. And so one of the things, I feel sometimes I don't want to go certain places because I feel that people are going to ask me why, like what happened, or why I have a shaved head, or treat me in a different way. And on the days when I don't want to explain, I just kind of avoid going those places, which is horrible. And I haven't really learned how to overcome this yet. I feel strange at work sometimes, but not usually, and never by the people that I work with, but more like I overanalyze things and I start to think, what must people think when I work at a salon and day spa, so I always think, what are the people that are coming into this really nice salon thinking of the girl that works behind the desk that doesn't have any hair? So those are really the only negative feelings I've had about it. I haven't really felt unfeminine or unpretty or anything like that, which were my fears. I do stand out, which sometimes I wish I could blend in. I do have a wig, which I've just started wearing occasionally for the times when I want to go out and not be the girl without hair. Because, I mean, in the city that I live in, there aren't girls with short hair. It's a statement if you have short hair in my city, like where I come from, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I don't want this to represent my personality, but just to it's just a realistic hairstyle for me at this point in my life. As I said, I've gotten a lot of positive reactions. I've had a lot of people come up to me and say that they'll recognize my patches. As you can see, I have one here. Let's just look at the top of my head because that's where you'll see them, and a lot at the back. They'll recognize the patches as me not being sick, because a lot of people, as I said, do think I'm sick. And I've had a lot of really, nice people come up to me and say, oh, I've had alopecia at one point, like it went away, it's really difficult. Or people saying that their brother or their sister or their husband or wife had alopecia. I have a lot of people approaching me now. I find that I am a lot more approachable now. Maybe it's just I have an icebreaker. I've had a lot of people ask the stylist that I work with once they get in their chair, did Haley get cancer? Is she sick? They always explain, which some of them are like, oh, we hope that it's okay that we've told them about your alopecia. And I was like, well, really, I'd much rather people think that I have alopecia than have cancer. But the most part, it's been a really positive experience. I feel that I've just done something I never would have done if it wasn't kind of thrown at me. If I didn't start to lose so much hair, I never would have cut it off. I think I will keep it short even once it starts growing in for a little while before I grow it out, but I do plan at this point on growing it out eventually. I've just had such a positive reaction from everyone. I felt really good about myself. The one thing that has changed is that I feel that I'm less of a... I don't know how to explain that. Men don't approach me in a flirtatious way anymore. And I don't know if that's because they think I'm sick, or maybe they think short hair is unattractive. Really, either way, it doesn't bother me because I'm in a very happy relationship and my boyfriend still thinks I'm beautiful. So that's all that really matters to me. Instead, I get more doors open for me. I get more friendly smiles, polite conversation. I feel like I'm treated almost with more respect now. And maybe, who knows, maybe that's all in my head. Maybe I look at myself in a different way, so I interpret my circumstances differently. But I think that's interesting. Anyways, this is a really scattered thought process, so I'm just going to stop now. If you have any questions, concerns, advice, that's what I'm here for. I'm trying to create a discussion on YouTube about alopecia. Also, my tree's dying, so if you know how to bring life to a plant again, I'd also like any advice you'd have on that.